Okay, for this one you can see I've already laid out my strips, but I want to make sure that this one is definitely 6 inches long because we're working with a pattern here and it's going to be more complicated if it's not. So this last strip I am going to remove because it makes it go past 6. So I'm going to take my paper or my tape and carefully tape the tops of all of these strips down. So you can see I've only taped down about 1/8 of an inch, so I still have a good amount of space down here. My paper strips are not overlapping and I am good to go. Again, I am going to use my colored cut strips, but I am going to cut these thinner so that I can have my design show up more. And you want to make sure that if you have these paper strips that you still have about 6 inches to work with on your paper. So I definitely do. So I have my paper strips cut. You can see they're smaller. They'll still fill the space. What I'm going to do is called a basket weave. So I am going to go over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, all the way across. Let's say you had one more. You would just go over this one. But it affects your next row. So I would go over this one. So then my next row, I would go under it. Whatever you're doing, you just want to make sure that you're doing the opposite of the row above. So I'm going to take my strip and I'm going to do the opposite of the row above. Just like with our previous weavings, I am going to tape the edges down so that everything stays where it's supposed to. So I'm pulling the tape off very carefully so that I can lift my weaving up and flip it over without disrupting the order of the paper. And I'm going to fold that extra tape down. If you want to clip your corners, you can do that. This secures your paper. I understand if you don't have a lot of tape, that's fine. Just do the best you can with what you've got. The most important thing is to tape across the top while you're working.